All right. So let's go over module 6 for a few minutes. All right, we are looking at cleaning and sanitizing. All right. What's the difference between cleaning and sanitizing? What is cleaning? What is sanitizing? Cleaning
Cleaning,
is
cleaning is cleaning without sanitizing, and there is no guarantee of safety.
all right. I need something more specific than that.
You need something more specific than that.
Yeah, yeah. Clean is removal of.
That's why, yeah.
That's all that you get.
I have cleaning without sanitizing is no guarantee safety.
Okay.
An antiseptic is a substance used to prevent the growth of bacteria and molds and are in the human body for surfaces use an approved sanitizer. That's why
All
I
right.
get right now.
That's what you got right now. All right. Anybody else? Kanisha, Connell, what do you have for the definition of cleaning?
Oh,
Uh,
so I also have cleaning as a removal of visible soil. Sorry.
Right. That's what you're looking at. That's what you're looking for. All
All
right.
right.
I'm not saying that you're wrong um, for that, but um, that is to go on to explain more about cleaning. All right. But cleaning specifically the removal of soil and dirt and food matter. All right.
Yeah.
And sanitizing is what? What is sanitizing? Yeah. What is sanitizing? I had myself
I
mute
guess I
just
don't
now.
have to answer to sanitizing is the remove to remove or reduce to a safe level or something like that.
Yeah. What you're reducing to safe levels?
The microorganism
Okay. All right. And you will do that by what process? Tell me what process you will use.
like wash, rinse, and sanitize.
by washing, rinsing, and sanitizing.
Okay, by sanitizing. All right.
Mafia
So
Rock.
yeah. Yeah.
I hear.
Mr. Rockaway. Yeah, I see you. You come in.
Rick on
All
here
right.
too.
Raquan. Okay. All right.
That here with you.
You
Hope you
might
know,
be really
honestly,
talk, big man.
honestly, sir.
Yes, please.
Okay, you know, you tested it.
We ain't got no test today.
Oh
Next
boy, I
week
love it.
Uh
ne-
probably next week or so.
at
I
school.
have to
So it gotta
I
be
have not
face to face.
I have to work out that. All right. If it's face to face, I have to organize with a room so that you be in there. All right.
Not a
Um, I'm
problem.
wonder I'm wondering if there's a room vacant on Fridays 2 to 4, um, so that we can do it in there. All right. But I will ask a question and then I will get back to Joy so that she can inform everybody else.
Yeah, always on the call us, eh? All right, that's over.
Ronisha,
Okay.
Yes, Tristan. I
come off the
on
phone.
Zoom with my phone. That is
Come
why.
off the phone.
I on Zoom. I ain't reach home yet. That is why.
Oh, so you can't answer big people no.
No, I using my phone for Zoom,
Oh, what
so
is
I
doing this
can't
in
answer the
class?
call.
All right,
Okay.
all
Let's
right,
go.
all right. I see how it is.
All right. Let's go. Um, yeah. So, Tristan, we were looking at what's the definition for cleaning? What is the definition for sanitizing? All right. And we said that with the three compartment sinks, sorry, um, there are 5 stages. Can anybody name those stages?
Wash, rinse, sanitize.
That's 3.
That's
You want?
three. But
Yeah. You want?
you're supposed to scrape,
Yeah.
wash. Scrape, wash, rinse, sanitize, and air dry.
Okay. All right. Everybody got that?
Jesus.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Tristan, you on the ball.
Okay. All right. So we are also saying that when it comes to to cleaning and sanitizing. That is one of the risk factors, right? Hello? That's one
You
of
say
the
that
risk
again,
factors.
Say
sir?
that again, sir?
Is washing and cleaning and sanitizing, is that one of the 5 risk factors?
Risk?
Risk,
Yeah,
R-I-S-K? Okay,
yeah. That's a
all
risk
right.
factor.
Okay, what are the other risk factors outside of cleaning and sanitizing?
Drinking with something.
No, you're going the wrong road.
So what do you mean? Explain what you mean by that.
All right, we dealt with a number of topics. All right, we look at cleaning and sanitizing. We said that is one of the risk factors. We did at least 3 other topics. What are
Talking
those
about
topics that?
cross
Give me that.
contamination and so on.
Cross contamination.
Yeah.
So you're talking about storage.
No, using the wrong cutting boards.
Okay, but I mean that inside of um
Instead of
storage.
it could be in storage too.
Right. So storage is one of the risk factors.
Gotten the vegetables to the bottom when the meat's supposed to be at the bottom.
Okay, but there are 5 that are specifically mentioned. So we have hot and cold storage. We have personal hygiene. All right. We have cooking temperatures. We have cleaning and sanitizing. All right. And there's another one.
Wait, I sure I had that right now.
Purchasing and receiving. Yeah, purchasing and receiving. Please, class, you have to know the risk factors. And as I told you before, all of the risk factors are embedded in the 9 modules that we are doing. We look at diseases. We look at personal hygiene. We look at purchasing and receiving. We look at storage. We look at cooking. That is 4. And we also look at cleaning and sanitizing. We have covered the 5 risk factors. All right. So let us go on to module 7, where we're looking at in module 7, we're looking at vector control. I'm going to share my screen with you so that you can look at this video. I want you to listen carefully, please.
Many flies have a prodigious capacity for reproduction. One female can lay between 50 and 150 eggs when a proper place is found. This species is the blue butterfly, which is attracted by the smell of carcasses or garbage. Roaming insects like ants don't find these eggs palatable. Even when they are found, they are not taken to their nest. They are left alone and eclose or hatch in a few hours. When the maggots complete their development, they search for a dry place and burrow in the ground, where they pupate. They don't shed their skins, which are hardened by chemical reactions. The adults break the pupa by inflating the head, which is elastic only for a few minutes. Just like in the blue butterfly, the flesh fly larvae feeds on dead bodies. These creatures may be repulsive, but they are necessary to keep our habitats clean from harmful bacteria that grows on rotten flesh. Just like the butterflies, flies release metabolic wastes from the metamorphosis as soon as they can walk and then inflate their wings. It is estimated that there are over 100,000 species of flies in the world, and just a minority are harmful to mankind. The rest help to pollinate flowers, control pests, and recycle nutrients.
So that how them pests get create free enough.
What do you mean by I don't understand. I don't understand that one.
Sorry, that how those pests come about. Talk about
Um,
flies.
oh, you're looking at the life cycle, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. So you have um. Let me share my other screen now. All right. All right. I want you to write this down. All right. We're looking at what is a vector. A vector is any animal or insect that is capable of transmitting diseases or causing harm to people and or animals. And basically, what we're looking at is the various stages of the life cycle of the fly. All right. I think that's what Tristan might have been getting at. Um, so you have the eggs, you have the larvae, you have the pupae, and you have the adult fly. Now the process will take 7 to 14 days under normal circumstances, under normal when I say normal circumstances, I mean under ideal conditions. Conditions like now where you have um, a lot of moisture around, we have a lot of food around. Um, you can have the flies laying their eggs, then you have the larvae being developed, and they will move from larvae to pupal stage, and then the adult fly will emerge from the pupal stage. That can take up to 7 to 14 days under ideal conditions. As conditions get cooler, all right, you will find that those insects will move much more slower, and at some point in time they will disappear. So in climates in jurisdictions where you could get something like 32 degrees Fahrenheit, that will cause that will kill flies. So flies go into hibernation at some point in time. Yeah, the flies will go into hibernation, and they will hibernate until temperatures get much accommodating. Just like bacteria will once there's adverse conditions, bacteria will remain dormant until better conditions prevail. All right, everybody has this everybody has this slide on what is a vector. Hello,
Sir,
Sir,
yeah.
I slide.
I didn't hear that.
I'm not seeing a slide. It's just saying that you're sharing the screen.
You understand the slide?
Mm-mm.
They seeing it, so I don't know what's going on
Are you
with it.
seeing it as well? Are you on the phone?
Who's on
Yeah.
the phone?
I gotta be Joy phone.
Okay. All right.
Oh my God, come back on. Go and come back in.
I come back in. All right. Okay.
Uh-huh. Joy, I signed for you on the student chat. Oh, all right. Thanks. Yeah,
All right.
Sir,
So yes, please.
in order to see the eggs, you need a microscope?
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. But an untrained eye would not see eggs. All right.
All right.
Um. I when I was a little boy and we carried the sheep down, I used to see fowls scratching both time. I wonder what they were picking up. I can see what they're picking up. So the fly eggs are extremely small. They're like white, all right, and well, the folks could see them, but you can't miss the larvae, what we call the creeper, and the creepers and maggots. Creepers and maggots are the same thing. All right. So this is what the the fly eggs will look like. And in this particular slide, we see that between 7 to 14 days, you will have the um, between 7 to 14 days, you will have the life cycle of the fly, and the fly will live up to 1 month, and the female fly will um, lay up to 60 to 200 eggs at any one time, and they will do that like 7 times in their lifetime. All right. So this is what the fly eggs looks like. All right. It's not like rice grains. All right. Then they will go
So you could go back a minute.
okay. All right.
Sir,
Yeah.
Shania said that she on your one.
Shania.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or you could go on those, sir.
Okay. All right. So here we have the life cycle of the fly. Um, there are how many stages in the life cycle of the fly?
5, 4.
5.
4.
Or
4. Egg, larvae, pupae, adult. So that's what we call a a complete metamorphosis. Metamorphosis meaning that the first stage don't even look like the last stage or the second stage or even the third stage. All right. So you have an egg, you have larvae, you have pupae. Pupae don't look like larvae. All right. And then you have the adult. 4 stages in the life cycle of the fly. 4 stages in the life cycle of the mosquito. We will call it a complete metamorphosis. All right. So here we have the eggs. Here we have the larvae. This is what the pupae look like. So um, when the larvae is going to develop into pupae, what the larvae will do will crawl. It will crawl to a drier spot. So you'll find the larvae in you'll find the larvae in things like manure heaps. All right. You'll find them in manure heaps. Um, but you'll find the pupae. You'll find the pupae in in on the perimeter of the manure heap. All right. So that's a technique that you have to implement when you're looking for larvae as well as pupae. And then you have your sorry. There you have your adult fly. Now there are a number of flies, number of species of flies. The flies that we normally see around our premises is normally the domestic fly. Domestic fly. You call it Musca domestica. There are some other flies that are in and around the house. Sometimes they don't come in, and it's called the inner house fly. It's a fly that looks a little bit bigger than the house fly. Then you have the bot fly. The bot fly is that fly that can lay um can sorry it can lay some the eggs or the larvae onto your skin. The larvae will burrow into the skin and will develop under your skin. All right.
So you voice that call the bat fly.
Bot, bot, bot fly.
And the one before that is what? The outside
Um,
house.
inner house fly. They call it the inner house fly, but prefers to stay on the outside.
Okay.
Then you have the blue bottom fly. That's the fly that we call the money fly. We call it so too, Ronisha.
Excuse me?
We 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 call there's a particular fly that has a blue bottom. We call it the blue bottom fly or the money fly.
Okay. It does bring money?
Some people claim so. I don't know. All right. So let me look at the habitats where flies love to lay their eggs. Horse manure. Horse manure is rich in a lot of minerals, oats, and all types of things. Then you have fowl manure, pig manure, human excreta, rubbish heaps, and dead animals. So, you ever saw flies emerging from the refuse bin in your house or on the outside? Nobody is there.
Yeah, but I think it's just like, you know, it just be
Busy
around.
youth.
I thought it was just like flying the garbage and then when they go and hit the garbage, they come out.
Right, you will see larvae, and you will spray on them, or just walk and glance left you there where you
No,
say
no,
spray.
I didn't see it at that point. It was a real flight.
Oh, okay, okay, all right. So if you have horse manure around, fowl manure, pig manure, human excreta, dead animals, you'll find flies. All right. So they will lay their eggs in the carcass, or they might lay larvae. All right. And then the larvae has a voracious appetite. So the larvae will be eating all the time before they can go to a place where it is dry, where the adult fly will emerge from the pupal case. All right. Now, flies normally will feed like 100 to 500 meters from their breeding places. So you don't have to roam all over the place to see where you have fly breeding. All right. You don't have to roam all over the place. You 100 to 500 meters where a lot of flies are, you can find the breeding spot. You have to look for manure heaps. You have to look for refuge heaps. Anything with moist organic matter, you will find flies around. Now at the hotels, um, people would normally use the infrared, not infrared, sorry, um, a blue light. All right, um, that will attract the fly, and then it will be zapped. Some people might use ear curtains. You don't have them now by cave shower. Nobody don't like by cave shower much now. All right. But previously before COVID, when you go into town, you go and stand up on it, the at the entrance, and you get some ear coming down on you. That is what we call an ear curtain. And that ear curtain has been designed to prevent flies from coming in. All right. Now flies have a dirty habit. They will vomit on human food. They will excrete on human food, and then um they will vomit to soften up the food. They will excrete to empty their stomach. So they are capable of passing on certain diseases. So a disease like sugarlosis, they can pass on. They are good carriers of the Shigella organism. They can pass on the Shigella organism. They are good. They're good at passing on the polio virus. Hence, when it comes to toilet facilities, especially after in the aftermath of a disaster, or even if you have a property and the toilets are not proper, you can run the risk of having those types of diseases, polio as well as sugarlosis. Again, I will harp on the point that the time we had sewage flowing in the streets in 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 um, in the south of the island, that had tremendous import with respect to diseases, especially polio and sugarlosis. All right. So whenever you have sewage running around, we have sewage around, you have to make sure that that particular property put measures in place to remedy that nuisance so as to prevent fly breeding. So if we go to a premises, and majority of times if we go to a restaurant, we can close down the restaurant. We can cause the restaurant to close its doors because if they have sewage on the property, we can tell them, look, close the door. Work on the on getting that particular problem solved, then you can open back again. There's no hesitating, no calling for a second opinion. If you see sewage around, you have to close the business if you're selling food. All right. Now, this slide also says that flies can carry up to 6 million bacteria on its body and 40 million in its body. So the fly is not something that, even though it's called the domestic fly, the flies are not your friends. All right. You have to make sure that your property, whether you're selling food or not, you have to make sure that your habitat is free of flies. All right. So let us look at some of the indicators of flies. If you see empty pupil cases, if you see dead or alive flies, if you see fecal spots on surfaces, offensive odors will attract flies. Sweet odors will also attract flies. So um, there are certain things that will cause flies to be around the place. If you have a restaurant, if you have a food shop, anything that um, have sweets or meat or anything like that will attract flies. So you have to put measures in place to prevent fly breeding, or put certain measures in place at the doors and at the windows in order to prevent flies from coming in. Some people will use the blue lamp on the inside. I prefer to see it on the outside, that they can attract flies and kill them on the outside rather than killing them on the inside. What can happen is that with the it's just like the tennis racket that has the electric current. When it hits the fly, it will fray, and the parts will go all over the place. They don't want fly parts and food. All right. So um, I prefer to see those blue lamps on the outside where they can kill the flies out there rather than on the inside. All right, let us look at some of the diseases that are spread by flies. I want you to write them down. I want you to write down these diseases: salmonellosis, E. coli gastroenteritis, enteritis, sugarlosis, the poliovirus, the typhoid virus, and any gastrointestinal um, infections can be transmitted by the fly. All right? I want you to write these down.
So we gotta remember how to spell these words.
Pardon?
We gotta remember how to spell these.
The, um, They're hard to spell, you know. If you look at salmonella and you realize that the disease, you drop off the A and write OSAS. Shigella, you drop off the A and write OSAS, sugarlosis. Um, E. coli, E. coli 01573 is E. coli gastroenteritis. All right, so it ain't gonna be difficult. Look both and say the test for salmonella. If you need to write on salmonella, and then drop off the A and put OSAS. So easy it is.
Right, sir.
All right. Everybody got that?
So, question.
Mm.
So you guys only get gastrointestinal infection by flies only.
Um. This cockroaches can pass on the same thing too. All right.
But it does only come from a vector.
Yeah. Don't forget what a vector is. A vector will is an insect or animal or insect that can transmit diseases. All right. So rats can pass on salmonellosis or can pass on the salmonella organism. Roaches can pass on the salmonella organism. All right. So uh, um yeah, once it can pass on, it is a vector. But the fly is special. The fly can ingest those organisms and pass them out. All right, or those organisms, those bacteria and viruses can become attached to the fly's legs and wings. So you know when the fly land on your food, the first thing fly does is to start cleaning its wings and its feet. That's when they can deposit the parasite eggs or the viruses or the bacteria onto your food. All right. Okay. All right. Everybody got that? All right. So how can you control flies? What would you use to control flies? Anybody?
Did I say wipe down the surface with bleach and so on? But I don't think that'll stop it.
You don't think that would stop it?
No, that don't stop flies.
They can breed the flies. These are
I don't
2020
stop
flies.
flies.
They 2020 flies. There are a lot of things that don't stop the
And did I
2020
say
flies.
use BOP and so on? That don't stop it either.
Well, I
Insecticide.
use my whole bottle of block on 2 flies. That don't work.
All right. I realize that flies don't want to. You taking out the food okay part. The food is still hot and the flies still want to bombard the food.
They
All
feel
right.
that they're real bad.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, but red
Hygienic
is work.
conditions. Red.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's work. But
Very red.
I find that that's get down your lungs real fast.
So the one that smell real good.
Man, that one that's get down your lungs. The fly screens. All right. So the fly screens that you put up to the windows. All right. Those fly screens
And
that you
over
put up
help.
onto the doors, they can help to some extent.
Cause think when
Yeah.
places get past there so quick.
And the
So them
electricity.
old people used to tell you pick plum bush and put it in the house on the table and the fly wouldn't come and all them stupidness.
Okay. Right. They
I
got certain
fall about
repellents. Certain repellents that will run away flies.
are
All right.
full of did I say full of plastic bag with water or something like that. Fly don't like water. Some stupidness like that. I
No,
don't
no,
think
it
that is
works.
what.
Yeah.
It
I
does
was
what?
talking. Yeah, I was talking to some students some time ago that were the relatives of Cole Williams. All right, they told me that they have in their stable bags of water and the flies. They repel the flies. They also are suddenly might see the horse with something like a coat on that is to prevent flies and ticks and all that from attaching themselves to the animals. Now, the as I would have mentioned, there are different types of flies. All right, there are different types of flies, and they have various methods of feeding. So the fly that we have in the house, the domestic fly, that uses a sucking method. So that would suck up the food, vomit it out, it would defecate to empty its stomach, and that's how it's able to be a good transmitter of diseases. Now, for horses and cows, now you have the stable fly. The stable fly will bite the horse and it will bite the cow. So depending on if you have dairy animals, dairy cows, or cows for beef, they can affect the production of milk as well as beef. All right, they can cause the animal to go under stress because of the the uncomfortable nature of the bites. All right. All right. So let's look at roaches. All right. Let's look at roaches. I'm going to I'm going to stop sharing here um, with this video. All right. Sorry, not video. I'm going to look at a video now. Looking at roaches. Three minutes.
Mr. Rock, Mr. Rock, Mr. Rock, Mr. Rock, Mr. Rock.
Yeah.
Very few.
Man, you show me the flies laying the eggs. What's this here, with cockroaches? Sir, I can't eat for the rest of the day.
You can't do it
Eat.
for the rest of the day.
Yeah, because you showing me this.
But you don't watch horror movies.
No, I'm frying for them things.
Oh, all right. All right. 3 minutes and 18 seconds. All right.
All right, man.
3 minutes, 18 seconds. And we done.
Pastor, I eating.
Let Mr. Jordan tell you
What
what
are you saying too?
your
Pastor,
ball
I
is.
eating.
Oh, what are you eating?
Dirty.
Yeah. And then the class.
All right, then we eating.
So I show the video by the end of the class and go through roaches itself.
Okay.
Sir, try to play video of mine.
All right. I got good to the
Great one.
all right. Let me go to the PowerPoint presentation. I can't understand with it. A little fly, a little cockroach got me in trouble.
Sir, you want to watch on the cockroaches while you eating? You will do that?
Ain't a problem.
Okay,
You
sir.
getting my food?
That's just dirty.
All right. Okay. So here we have an outline of the life cycle again. Everybody hear me? Everybody hear me, right? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So we have how many stages in the life cycle of the roach? Can anybody tell me?
Tree.
Three. Right. Name them, please.
The eggs.
Eggs, yeah.
I know how to pronounce that word.
That's nymph.
Then the adult roach.
Adult. Right. Anybody ever saw a white cockroach before?
They got white cockroach?
That is not what it's called, Johnny Puzzle or something like that.
Yes, look all white
No, no,
cockroach.
no,
It
no,
is
no,
eat
no,
the
no,
brown ones.
Is eat the
no.
brown the one that's eating the
Yes,
brown ones?
the white ones.
Oh
I
my
saw it
god.
live. I saw one. I saw one eat one live. I almost died. I swear.
Okay, all right.
That's what this. Oh my god.
But there are some white cockroaches. Those are immature cockroaches. All right, those are the immature ones. Those are the ones we call the nymph.
Sir,
So
I saw
between,
one that was walking through town.
pardon?
I saw my one that was walking through town one night.
Okay, all right. So these nymphs will go through a stage where between 2 to 3 months they will move from one stage and go right into the adult phase. Everybody understand that? So for 2 to 3 months, they will change from white and go to brown, and then the adult will live up to 9 to 10 months. So you have what we call the egg case. So the roach, whether it's a Johnny Puzzle or whether it is an American roach, they will lay an egg case. All right. For the German roach, which we call the Johnny Puzzle, the small one, they can have up to 30 to 40 eggs in their egg case in the ortheca. All right. While with the American roach now, they will have up to 12 to 32 eggs laid side by side in that egg case. So when we see the cockroach or we spray the cockroach, we kill the cockroach and leave the egg case. But that egg case can have in, depending on the species, 30 to 34 young ones or 12 to 32 young ones. So it's important that you crush those um, egg cases. All right.
So we're saying the nymph or whatever that word name have two stage.
No, not necessarily 2 stages. They will go through a phase where their bodies will become um, darker and darker. All right. So we just put 2 to show you that they will go through a number of I wonder if you call them in stars. They will go through a number of phases before they become an adult cockroach. All right. Okay. So let's look at the diseases that are spread by roaches. You ever heard about the plague? Leprosy, typhoid, any food poisoning or um, gastrointestinal diseases, roaches can spread because they frequent the same places that flies frequent. They can also pass on cholera. How do you know that you have cockroaches around? Whether Johnny Puzzles or American roaches. How do you know? Anybody?
It's by the shell casing.
Yes. You will see the egg case. You also realize that roaches carry a musty odor. So we can go into.
So they just carry a kind of pissy scent. Yes, they do.
All right.
Maybe you get too close to them, man.
Musty too. All
So
right.
no, the cat just kill them. The cat hate to see anything crawling on the floor. So if
Okay.
a cockroach happen to come in the house, the cat just kill them.
Okay. But they can only smell like what they eat, because they will go into the toilet pit. All right.
Oh.
So you said empty egg cases. You will see roach feces. Now you have to be careful because roach feces look something like like mice feces, and there's a difference between mice feces. Well, if you look at them, you can't see the difference. You have to look at them under a microscope. So the mice feces will have a hair running through it, running through the middle, and at one end there's always blood. So he's got piles whenever he's stooling. All right.
So don't go
Yeah.
so deep. I
Don't
eat
go so
it.
deep. Okay. All right. Then you can have stains that are left by the roaches. All right. For those who are hypersensitive when it comes to picking up scents and all that, roaches can impart a type of odor that can trigger asthma attack or anything like that. All right. Okay. And if you see bitter food stuff, um, you can have serious problems with roaches. Roaches love to be, they live in the toilet latrines, pit latrines. They love cracks and crevices. They're in the bathroom because they love to eat hair and blood and things of that sort. They eat other um, other animals. All right. When I say other animals, they eat other roaches. Yeah, they eat other roaches. You'll find them in the grease traps, in animal houses, in the basements, and cupboards. All right. How can you control roaches? What are the control methods for roaches? How can you control them?
Evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening.
Sir, Kishana won't be able to make it class today.
Kishana
Mears.
Mears. Okay. All right. All right. So just let her know that she can go to to um the YouTube site and look at the recorded session. All right.
Okay, sir. Sir, the last 2 weeks I was on YouTube.
You were
On YouTube.
okay, and it was beneficial.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And don't forget you could go over and over again and um, just review anything that wasn't clear. All right. Okay. So I was saying that there's certain methods that you can put in place for roaches. All right. Good control methods to be like what?
Sevens.
Pardon?
You just use sevens.
I realize that some people just use some red deadly chemicals just for domestic use.
You gotta use what you know, sir.
You gotta use what?
I
What you
think
know.
people just use sevens because you know the roach crawling in from underneath the door ceiling and through cracks and what's not. So sevens will be on the ground.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But if 7 get into your respiratory tract, it could cause serious problems. You don't want 7 all on your bed and say the
No, I won't use it anyhow. I don't use it anyhow.
no,
I use it
people just
like,
use it in your house for centipedes. People that petrified for centipedes, but it don't cause
mhm.
if the centipede crawl through it, the centipede gonna get slow, you get dead.
Mm.
So that is one way of controlling centipedes, but you have to be careful how you use it. All right, don't put it in the cupboard because you might take it out for flour too. All right,
Wait, show me next to the flower.
but you know what somebody might put it. You
Sir,
might
what's
just
that you said that look like flour again?
7.
Oh, Jesus.
So make sure you put it down in a proper manner. Put it with all the chemicals. All right. All right. So we're looking at control methods for roaches, insecticides. You have hygienic conditions. You have bait. You have screening. You can put up screens, but you can see cockroaches majority of
Regardless.
times.
You
All
know
right.
cockroaches attack you with them flying things. So from the
Where they
time I
fly.
see the
Okay.
wing come up, I gone.
You gone?
I ain't about spraying or anything like that.
Okay. All right. So we have looked at the control methods. We look at diseases that are spread by roaches and flies. We look at their habitats where they live. So if you go into, by knowing this, you can go into a business, and if there are any problems with flies and roaches, all right, you can, based on your training, based on what I would have told you, you can put measures in place to control them. All right. So for flies, you have to make sure that your bins are covered properly. If your bins are not covered properly, you're going to have problems with roaches and flies. If you do not clean properly, especially the crevices, you're going to have problems with roaches and flies. So when it comes to controlling insects, you have to clean properly. All right? All right. Let's look at, I'm going to stop sharing this video, and I'm going to look at rodents.
Sir, what part you live? Which part you live?
St. Lucie.
You done? You like?
Are you serious?
God, you got ratters at there.
What is this, sir?
Them is big cheese on. God, all right.
All right. Rodents.
It's an urban dweller's worst nightmare. A rat in the toilet. It's scary, but it does happen.
Good afternoon. You reach rodent
Washington,
control.
D.C.'s rodent control receives a couple of complaints each
You
year.
have a rat in your toilet?
How does this ultimate rat invasion actually occur? First, it could easily sneak into grates or manhole covers open to the street. Residential sewer pipes feed into the main tunnel. A rat might consider this path an irresistible opportunity for exploration. Its sharp claws allow the rat to scale almost any vertical surface. The rat is in the home's internal pipes. Going up? Now it faces the biggest test, getting through the last few feet of the narrow, maze-like toilet pipes. Is this even possible? The underwater passage leaves no room for error. At a turn, the rat finds a pocket of air, just enough to help it push on to the end of the line. How does it collapse its body like that? Take a look at this rat's attempt to get to the other side of the tiny hole. If a rat can fit its head through an opening, the rest is easy because of its internal acrobatics. When squeezing through a constricted space, the pressure causes the ribs to give way. At the spine, the ribs are hinged, allowing them to effortlessly collapse. How does the rat deal with all that water? What if someone flushes? We think of rats as land animals, but it turns out they're expert swimmers. Rats paddle with their back legs, while their front feet steer. The tail also works as a kind of rudder. Rats have incredible stamina. They can tread water for 3 days straight. And they can hold their breath underwater for up to 3 minutes. This aquatic proficiency is the very reason rats became global travelers. Long-distance swimming enabled them to hitch rides on boats and colonize new shores.
Sir,
Yes, please.
so since you live in St. Lucie, right?
Mhm.
You don't ever on the toilet and a rat come up?
No, no. You might swing on.
Sir, just this one.
No.
uh, for those who have like you know, you have the South Coast Sewage Project and the Bridgetown Sewage Project. You gotta be careful, right? Because the rats could get down there and then made the entry into the house through the toilet.
Sir, have ever had any cases in Barbados for that?
I have never heard it, but it's not an impossible thing. All right, rats will find all types of ingenious ways to get into premises. I know these centipedes. Centipedes and cockroaches will crawl through the 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 bathroom and come into the house. Or if you haven't used your taps for a long time, centipedes will crawl from your toilet pit, from your water toilet pit, and crawl through that 4-inch pipe and come into your premises. Come up through the sink. Right? So it's
A
not
drain.
right in the drain. So it's not something impossible. So if a if a centipede could do it, a rat can do it. I do it better. All right. All right. I'm going to share my other screen now, and we're going to look at vector control. Where we look at rodents. All right. So we would have written down this. We said a vector is any animal or insect that is capable of transmitting diseases or causing harm to people and or animals. What diseases rats are capable of transmitting?
Leptospirosis.
Leptospirosis, salmonellosis also. All right. They can spread a whole host of diseases. Leprosy. They can spread rat bite fever. They can spread, they cause the plague. A whole host of diseases rats can spread. All right. Now, I want you to write this down. All right. We are looking at the different types of rats. And these are different types of rats that are found in Barbados and other parts of the country. But primarily in Barbados, we have Rattus norvegicus, which is the brown rat. We have Rattus rattus, which is the black rat. And we have Mus musculus, which is the house mouse. All right.
And ratatouille.
Ratatouille. I know what ratatouille was. Ratatouille have big ears.
So you never watched Ratatouille?
No, I know. No.
You rat cooking Ratatouille?
I never saw it.
Sir, go and watch it.
I don't even like to watch rat videos.
I know show we a rat video?
Yeah, I show students. I didn't even watch Tom and Jerry.
So you're disrespecting my childhood, no?
All right, so we don't call them brown rats and black rats because of their color. All right, we call them brown rats and black rats because of their physical characteristics. And I'm going to show you the differences between the various rodents. All right, everybody got that written down, right? All right, that sounds like yes. All right, so here we have, hey, we have the mouse. Oh boy. You have the mouse at the top and a baby rat at the bottom. All right. The next slide, you have the mouse at the top, the black rat in the middle. We call it black rat because of its physical characteristics. It has big ears, a pointed snout, a long tail, a tail that is longer than its body and head combined, and it has a slender body. So remember the description of the black rat. Small eyes, small eyes. No, sorry. The black rat has big eyes, big ears, a pointed snout, a long, slender body, and a tail that will facilitate climbing. Now, the brown rat now has a big, robust body, small eyes, small ears, a blunt snout. So the black, there's a difference between the black rat and the brown rat in that the black rat is that rat that you will see in the trees, climbing the poles, in the ceilings of houses. While the brown rat is that rat that is normally on the ground. That is the one that will burrow into the
The one
ground.
that is called town rats.
Right. Now the brown rat, or let me call it the town rat, or Rattus norvegicus, will not cling unless its life is threatened. All right. So you can be assured that once you see those rats running through the trees, running on the telephone lines, inside the trees and building nests, you can be sure that that is a black rat. It has a long tail because that can facilitate climbing. The brown rat will burrow into the ground. And what the brown rat will normally do, it will dig two holes. It will dig a hole for entry and exit, and then it will dig another hole that is for emergency exit. All right. So this one for the emergency exit, the rat will put like debris over that hole so that nobody can see it. All right. They're that intelligent. So that in case there is need for a quick escape, the brown rat will make that escape through what we call the bolt hole. BOLTHOLE, the bolt hole. All right. I want you to identify these rats. The rat at the top is what type of rat? Brown rat or black rat?
Black.
Black?
Because of the tail. I
Because
ain't
the
saying
tail.
for the color.
How about the ears? Look at the ears. Big ears.
Yeah.
All right. The one in the middle is black or brown?
I would say a brown.
Brown? Everybody agree with her?
No, that's a black rat again because the ears big too.
Right, black rat because the ears. Right? And the one at the bottom is what?
That like a black rat too.
That's a black rat. All three of them are black rats. All right?
So you try to trick me?
Yeah. All right? All three are black rats. But you see that they have different colors. Oh, Pelton one, they are white one in there. So I used to wear, they got white rats now. It's a black rat. You only gotta look at the ears, the eyes, the snout, the tail, and the long, slender body.
So,
yeah.
Rats does company test?
If rats does
company test.
There's a possibility, yeah. Yeah,
so you
might come in the multiple choice.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you were going to put a picture with black rats for actually identify the rats in the picture.
No, or they might come in a case. They might come in a case study or something like that. You never know.
But sir,
yeah.
So do you know how overseas you got some people that is keep rats as pets?
Yeah.
And they will call it a white rat.
Yeah.
That would be a black rat too.
Yeah. once you look at the ears and the eyes and the snout and the tail, it has a white coat, but it's a black rat.
So tongue rats don't be white too.
Yeah, you can have an albino. You can have an albino. All right, but again, you look at the body. Big robust body, small eyes, small ears. All right. Okay. All right. So let us look at the classical photo of a brown rat. Big robust body, small ears, small eyes. If you look at the feces nearby, you realize that it's capsule shaped. So again, the we can tell the type of rodent that you have around. And it's important that we know the type of rodent so that we can put down the bait in the right position. All right. So, in other words, now, if you,
Wait, question.
yeah,
Lizards don't stool big too.
right, but what's the difference between lizard stool and rat stool?
I hear you say that rats who got here in the middle of it, but I ain't gonna
No, the mice, the mouse.
oh,
But there's
I don't know.
difference between lizard stool and a rat stool. Anybody knows?
I don't know. Anybody
Is
got
it
rats?
color?
Sir,
Is it
sir,
color?
the lizards don't got a white thing on it.
Yes, the lizard stool got a white thing at the top. I don't know what that white thing is. All right, but you could tell the difference between lizard stool and rat stool. All right, so the Rattus norvegicus has a capsule shape, while the black rat or Rattus rattus has a spindle shape. I can show you in some photos soon from now. All right.
So the black rat is the rattus rattus,
Yeah, black rat is Rattus rattus.
and the other one with mus whatever.
Musculus.
What color that is?
Pardon?
What color that is?
No, we call it the brown rat, but we don't call it brown rat because of its color. All right. This is the picture of the brown rat right here. Look. That's the brown rat.
But you just call the other one a brown rat
Because of its physical characteristics. It has a big, robust body, small ears, small eyes, and a blunt snout. And that's the one that will burrow into the ground. All right? You got that? All right. All right, so here we have the life cycle of the brown rat. The life cycle of the brown rat is the same as the life cycle of the black rat. They live up to 9 to 12 months. They are sexually mature at 2 to 3 months. They have up to 8 litters at any one time. And they have litters 7 times a year. Once you have food around and shelter. I was told by one of my colleagues that 24 hours after giving birth to young ones, the female rat can go back into heat. All right. So please, ladies, don't let nobody call you a rat. Okay. Nobody call you a rat. All right. As I said before, the brown rat has the same life cycle as the black rat. All right. All right. Now the brown rat lives in sewers, so that's why all through town you can see rats running around because they live in the in the sewer. All right, they can live in rubbish heaps and gardens. They like to be in households too, and they love restaurants and warehouses, etc. Here is the picture of musculus. That is the house mouse, and this is the life
So
span.
you could talk about that, please.
Okay, go back further.
Yes.
Okay. Right there?
Hank Zoo gone.
Okay. All right. So while the mouse lives 9 to 12 months, it is sexually mature in six weeks. All right. Can have up to 5 to 6 young ones and can have young ones 6 times a year. These are amazing creatures that can adapt. They are they are good at adapting to certain environmental conditions. So you can find mice in the Arctic. You can find mice in the gold mines and coal mines. You can find mice in the deserts. You can find mice any place. All right. They love to be around human beings. I was reading an article on mice, and they said they can bite you 6 times in 1 second. All right, and they can exceed. They can produce um, a bite that can exceed up to 2,000 pounds per square inch. So that's why they can bite into, hard objects, bite through weak concrete to get to their destination. All right. They live in food stores and bakeries and warehouses and poultry houses, animal pens, dwelling houses. They love food processing plants because they are attracted to the scent of food. That is why you have to cover your bins and make sure that you have measures put in place so that they cannot gain entry into your kitchen or into your food place. Sometimes I go to inspect um like restaurants and like food shops and thing, and you may just go and get some ghetto carpenters and tell them, build a door. And when the man put up the door ain't square tall, the door lean up on the side. All right. And the door ain't fitting good. And that's an excellent place that you can have the entry of rats. Or you tell people to build a screen um to put at the window that has louvers. So what they would do, they would put the screen on the inside and then cut a hole so that you could open the louvers. Would that make no sense? The rats can come through that hole. Instead of putting the screen on the outside, all right, that you could easily disassemble it and clean it, they'll put the screen on the inside. All right, so this is the classical photo of the black rat. All right, big eyes, big ears, pointed snout, a long tail, long slender body. Has the same life cycle as the brown rat. And they love to be around human beings. They live in the upper portion of trees and roofs and in food shops and in bakeries. They're number one or two coconut vendors who went up in trees and rat bum at them and the fall down and dead, fall down. Right? Rats are extremely vicious, especially Rattus norvegicus, the brown rat.
So, sir,
Yeah.
all right, you see that they could climb in trees, right?
Yeah.
They could climb on walls, or the walls too
If the
steep.
walls are rough enough, they can crawl on the walls. They have some
Okay.
claws that they can get at walls. Once the exterior or interior are rough enough. I know a lot of people will come into the polyclinic and ask for rat bait. All right. So majority of times I would um, ask them, wait, you have a migratory at home? And they'll tell me yes. I'll tell her, you wasting your time. All right. What will happen is that if you have migratories around, if you have pumpkins, squash, cucumbers, any vegetables with seeds, they are high in vitamin K. So what will happen is that if the rat feed on poison and start to feel sick, the rat will go instinctively and go to the mango tree and get some mangoes, or go and eat some pumpkin seeds and squash seeds and cucumber seeds. And they are cured of the poison. All right. They know that by instinct. So we try not to, um, especially when farmers come around, we try to put a program in place to starve the rats and then kill out the rats. You can't just put no rat poison like that, because you will waste the poison. All right. A lot of poultry farmers suffer a lot from destruction of their poultry farms due to rats. How do you know when you have rats around? Anybody? How do you know when you have rats around?
They just start killing like birds and so on.
They start killing what?
Like if you have pigeons in cage, the
Uh-huh.
rat just kill them.
Yeah, that's true. What
Dropping.
else? Drop-ins, yeah. What else?
They just eat food, eat the food like bite
Yeah,
bread
yeah. You will
or so
see
on.
them. Yeah, you will hear them too. You can smell them too. All right. So you will see drop-ins. You will see rub marks. You will see gnaw marks where they have bitten wood or other material. You will see live or dead ones. Um, as you said, they will bite food, so you will see the spillages that are adjacent to the sacks of food. You'll see runways, especially on the outside, where they constantly are running. You will see the path that they run. You will see the burrows.
Sure.
Yes, please.
I gotta leave here and come back.
Okay. All right. So you will see either burrows or you see nests. The brown rat will normally burrow, while the black rat will build a nest. All right. You will see the tracks. If you have dogs around, dogs will be, you know, going mad when they see the see the rats. You can smell rats. Rats have a musty odor, and you can have rat stains around. All right, this is why I was telling you about the rodent feces. All right, so for the the brown rat is also called the Norway rat. So it has oh boy, sorry. So it has a capsule shaped um, feces, while the roof rat or the black rat has a spindle shaped feces. So we can tell based on the feces around what type of rats that you have on the premises. Let's look at the diseases that rats can spread. All right. Salmonellosis, leptospirosis, typhoid, rabies, rat bite fever, the plague, and leprosy, along with another one called hantavirus. Please write these down. Diseases that are spread by rodents.
So plague is something that would come up on your skin.
Um, no, you have plague is is caused by um I think rat flea. I think so, yeah. Yeah. So you can have pneumonic plague or bubonic plague. So what can happen is that when the rat flea bites the person, the organisms will go and block the we call the lymph nodes. We talk about Watsy kernel. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Right. You got lymph nodes behind your neck. You got some underneath your neck. You have lymph nodes underneath your arm and lymph nodes in your groin. All right. So what can happen is that if the rat flea bites you and it's infected with if it's an infected flea, then it can cause the lymph nodes to become swollen and gangrenous. Obviously, you will die. Or it can progress to what I call pneumonic plague. Now, when you have bubonic plague, it is not contagious. But we have pneumonic plague where it gets into the lungs, where you be sneezing blood and other the organisms. Then you have to isolate and quarantine those who have bubonic plague. Sorry, pneumonic plague is a type of pneumonia. All right. So rats can spread that type of diseases, and it's prevalent like in India, where people um they don't kill rats because the rats are gods. They're going to build houses and they're going to bring food for to feed the untouchables. They will feed a rat first. They will kill a black man first. They will rape women first, rather than rather and give food and pay reverence to rats. We got a sick society in this world. All right. They build all types of shrines for rats, but we kill their own people. All right. Okay. Um. So here we have, you know, rats are excellent swimmers. You have to make sure that your material is like 6 inches off the ground. Use fresh bait. Place on the bait runs. Place on the rat runs and fasten them with nails. And seal all the holes in the exterior walls or foundations. All right, the rat population is equal to the human population. 80 place in the world. All right, and the rat can eat up to 1 ounce of food per day, and they love food that are used by human beings and other livestock. In the United States of America, they consume up to 5,000 tons of wheat daily, and the annual food bill for rats alone is like $1 billion. This is a situation where the rat would have bitten the toe of some person who was immobile. All right. And this is one where the baby was placed on the bed. I suspect the mother did not wipe the baby mouth properly. The rat came and bit the baby nose. All right.
Oh my God.
Now, when it comes to the economic factor, a rat will only eat about 1 ounce of food per day. But if you go and tackle a 50-pound bag of sugar, he's going to urinate and defecate all over that bag. So there's no use trying to salvage the sugar. You have to dispose of 50 pounds of sugar because he only eat 1 ounce. And you don't know if he walk over and dribble urine because he or she is always dribbling urine. Wherever they run, they dribble urine. All right? I believe that they're responsible for fires. All right, I know they're responsible for poultry loss, and they gnaw things, they bite things, so that you can have serious problems with rats and mice. All right, I think that's the last um, All right. I'm still looking for another video. All right, so I think we're going fairly well. We have 2 more sessions. We have this week and next week. Anybody can tell me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we have this week and next week. So I think that we would have done a fairly good job in getting through these modules. So we look at hazard analysis, critical control point from next week. All right, I'm just trying to look for a video. All right, this is everybody done eating now? All right.
Yeah, so you could show with the video.
Yeah, I can show you another video. I can show you the video that's associated with mosquitoes. All right. I'll show. Anybody ever heard about elephantiasis or elephant? We call it elephant foot.
I believe so, sir.
Or some people call it might be all right, they will call it something filariasis. Lymphatic filariasis. All right. Anybody know? All right. You know they got three different types of mosquitoes in Barbados, right? You have the Aedes aegypti mosquito. You also have the Culex mosquito. That's the one that's Hamburger pen at night. It's a brown mosquito. And you have the Anopheles mosquito. But the Culex mosquito is capable of transmitting this disease. I just want to show you it. All right. Just for 4 minutes.
Lymphatic filariasis, more commonly known as elephantiasis, afflicts many of the world's most vulnerable communities. A parasite that infects the human lymphatic system is responsible for the condition, which causes swelling and deformity of the limbs and other body parts. Mosquitoes spread the tiny parasitic worm that causes elephantiasis from person to person. The disease is endemic in 83 tropical countries, and Professor David Molyneux of Britain's Liverpool School of Tropical Medicine says anyone living in those places is at risk.
The total numbers of people which have been estimated by the World Health Organization to be at risk in these 83 countries is about 1.3 billion people. So let's say a fifth of the planet is at risk.
There are few conditions in the world more socially alienating. The Global Alliance to Eliminate Lymphatic Filariasis has been at the forefront of those fighting the disease. As the group's video shows, elephantiasis mainly affects the rural poor, forcing infected people like this man from Uganda further into poverty.
Mimi fundi seremala. Inanisumbua kama mtasimama muda mrefu bila kukaa chini. Kama saa 5 au 6.
Washing infected limbs can help ease the suffering, but it does not cure or stop the spread of the condition. This man comes from a village in Tanzania where elephantiasis is endemic.
Ça va un problème parce que c'est pas moi celle qui gagne malgré peuple a bon mouvement pour lui.
Set up 9 years ago, the Global Alliance aims to eradicate elephantiasis as a public health threat by 2020. The group has teamed up with the UN World Health Organization and major drug companies such as GlaxoSmithKline and Merck. Andy Wright heads up GlaxoSmithKline's elephantiasis program.
When the program started, there was a global plan produced by the WHO for how you could achieve this goal within 20 years. And progress against that plan is very much on target. So there's a lot of very strong evidence that the program is succeeding and a lot of confidence that in the vast majority of the countries it will be successful before 2020.
The eradication program consists of 2 drugs, albendazole, donated by GlaxoSmithKline, and mectizan, donated by Merck. Those living in endemic areas take 2 pills a year for 5 years. The drugs significantly reduce the number of worm larvae in the blood, which means far fewer mosquitoes carry the infection to those they bite.
We made an agreement with the World Health Organization to donate one of our antiparasitic drugs, albendazole, to every country that needs it until the disease is eliminated. And that's an enormous commitment that'll take 20 years or more and will involve billions of our antiparasitic albendazole.
Despite these efforts, there is much more to do in the fight to eradicate lymphatic filariasis. Populous countries such as Nigeria and Indonesia and others face logistical problems in delivering and implementing the program nationwide. Professor Molyneux says it should be viewed as the most important public health program of our generation.
If we can't afford to implement that intervention within existing health financing environments, I don't believe we could afford to do anything in public health.
Elephantiasis was once considered one of the world's most neglected afflictions, but those fighting it hope that by 2020 the disease will be gone. Rachel Smalley, VOA News, London.
All right, so we have come to the end of our class this evening. All right, Jessica, you can check out the string. All right, the YouTube string. All right, for those who came in late, you can review those streams so that you can catch up on your revision. All right. But next week I will try to see if we can get another test. We need at least one more test to finish off our assignments. Please start your revision now. This is the best time to start revision for this particular subject so that you can become familiar with it. All right, so thank you very much for being here. I wish you a pleasant weekend. Please be safe. I know there's a rumor going out that there's community spread of COVID. I haven't heard anything from the Ministry of Health, but we still have to be careful. All right, so be careful out there and stay safe. So have a good evening, everybody.
You too, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye, sir.
Yeah, bye-bye. Bye-bye. Yeah, Matthew, I will send some information to you. All right?